As legislators, parents, we have to be nimble. We have to be flexible, be able to adjust by the facts on the ground, and that's something that we certainly have done. And you know what is not nimble, what is not flexible, which has not adjusted in years? These talking points from the left. I tell you, especially in education, my goodness, the same rote, reoccurring, repeated arguments over and over and over again. And you know who's not buying it? The people of Wisconsin. This is my fourth budget. My fourth budget. Every one of my previous budgets, I would get calls from parents, neighbors, constituents talking to me about the importance of increasing state funding into education. As soon as those billions and billions started rolling in out of Joe Biden's confetti gun into the state of Wisconsin, you know how many, because we started tracking them in my office, you know how many calls we got from, I'm not talking about, union hacks and those who are part of the government public education system. I'm talking about regular people. You know how many people called my office because we've been tracking? Zero. Not a single person, not a single regular constituent said, hey, I know that we just got billions from the federal government, but you also need to be putting in more money. Not a single person. What a change of times. And so guess what? We changed our approach. And guess what? The public changed their attitude as it relates to how we spend this state budget. They understand, like we understand, like was discussed before, that this has been almost for education like a lottery ticket winning. Yes, some school districts only got a 200% lottery ticket. Some got a 4,000% lottery ticket. But everyone won in this lottery. And our constituents understand that. Unfortunately, the left goes back to the same exact talking points over and over. You would think that they would start hearing themselves and say, I don't think this is working, because it isn't working with us and it isn't working with the people of Wisconsin. And I want to just touch on one last point here. So the gentleman from the 65th, who I love, by the way, he is our resident historian in this place, always provides great insight on things. And he talked about how in 1979, when he was living above a syrup factory, he made as a teacher $7,900 a year. And as a starting teacher, that was, that's what he was making, and making the great point as relates to $42,000 a year as a starting salary now is totally unacceptable. Well, here's what, and now I'm going to take the words from the gentleman from the 81st, the math doesn't work here. The math's off. So if you take every inflation amount from every year from 1979 through 2001 and you adjust it, it comes to $31,100. So we are currently paying our first-year teachers 35% more than when from the gentleman from the 65th first started as a teacher. And oh, by the way, our teachers now have the great fortune of not having to pay those obligatory WEAC dues. Yes, that's right. They don't have to pay those WEAC dues anymore. So they actually have more money in their pocket. Last point. You guys often make it sound like it's easy to do some of the things that we're doing. It is so easy to say yes to lobbyists. It is so easy to say yes to those WEAC union bosses that come in all your offices and tell you what they want. I'm sure it is. You know what? It's a lot harder to say no. Just like being a parent, it's a lot harder to say no. But we're saying yes to the people who don't have a lobbyist. The ones who aren't represented by well-heeled, well-dressed, smiling, campaign check-carrying individuals. The taxpayers. And that's who we're fighting for today. This is a great budget. I'm excited to vote for it. I look forward to voting for it in a few minutes. Thank you.